Hey guys, how's it going? Happy New Year. Hope you had a great Christmas and the Rona hasn't got you. We've got coronavirus. We had a bit of a scare ourselves. Been a while since I made a video. Had a bit of a break. I have done, as you can see by some of the crappy video I've posted up, I've done the 2 quarters and the roof in the Patina paintwork. Problem is, and the reason I've been slack in posting up a video, is I cannot get to the car to make a decent video. Currently, I have 3/4 of the garage filled up with furniture. The wife sort of been trying a few things inside, and we might be getting a new lounge. So yeah, at the moment I've got a lot of shit in the garage, and to be honest, it's just so much of a hassle to work on it. It's just I haven't been motivated to do anything. But yeah, I did get the patina, or most of it done. I'm pretty happy with it. I wouldn't say it's 100% finished, but it's close, and it's very difficult with the doors. When I did the doors, I could take them outside. When I originally did the doors and I had them in the garage, I wasn't really, I was like, yeah, it's all right. But once I got them outside and had a look at them, I liked them a lot more, which spurred me on. And it's a bit like this with the main shell, doing the paint work on that. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm sure once I get it outside, it'll look good. So, well, I'm hoping, and it's going to be a while before I actually get it outside. So, yeah, but yeah, I haven't really done a lot. I started repairing this mold, but I've had a little bit of a think about it, and I'm probably not going to actually make another one. I'm going to use the ones I've got, mainly because I was excited by the carbon fibre, the shininess of it and everything, and but I realised that it's not going to look right on the car, so I'll be painting it, and yeah, there'll be some parts of the carbon fibre showing through, but the paint will be heavily chipped and weathered. But yeah, I want it to sort of blend in, and it'll not be the first thing that hits you in the face. I don't want that to be, carbon fibre, the car looks shit. So it'll be a bit more subtle. So, I mean, the car's going to stand out anyway. I mean, like I said, these cars stand out, doesn't matter what you do to them. So, yeah. What else? So, I've taken a bit of a break, mainly because of the garage situation and the lack of room. I was happy last year, because last year was one of the few goals in building this car that I actually ever hit. And my goal at the beginning of last year was to get the shell in paint, which I achieved. I've still got to do the guards, front guards and bonnet and boot lid. But yeah, my goal last year was to get the shell in paint, and I nailed it just before Christmas. So I'm happy about that. So I took a bit of a break. And it was easier. I've always been a person that only sort of likes working on one thing at a time. And I'm starting to realise that if I'm going to get this car done in any sort of time frame, I'm going to have to start to multitask, like working on the wiring loom, working on some other bits and pieces, and moving about, because otherwise it's never going to get done. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably, the idea this year will be to try and get the shell on its wheels. So get it off the rotisserie by the end of the year and have it on its wheels. Then the following year, by the end of next year, I should have a runner. But it really depends on how far I go with some of the parts on this car. Even the interior I'm going to be doing myself, and if you think the outside of the car's funky, well, the interior is going to be out there as well. So hang around for that, because I'll be doing all the interior myself, including the sewing and everything. I'm not a sewer, so I'm not a trimmer, so but I'll have a go. Yeah. It won't be crushed for velour or anything crazy, but it'll be, I think you'll like it. I know I'll like it. Anyway, so I want to keep it on the rotisserie while I do the wiring. I want to do the wiring, run the brake lines and fuel lines, all that sort of stuff that it's hard to get into places. So while the car's on the rotisserie, I want to get all that in. The front guards, I haven't painted those because they're fiberglass, if you remember. I want to make some slight modifications to them, especially around that, because they're like a XAGT replica, so they've got those front vents. I haven't actually got the combs. Here's a story. When I first bought this car, the whole kit came with the car, and it was one of the things I sold because I thought I'm never going to use them. Anyway, I bought these fiberglass guards, and they already had the place for the combs, the combs to sit in, and I thought, great, I'll pick a pair up. But Rest Bears weren't making them, couldn't find them anywhere, and I thought, oh. And now actually somebody is making them, but they're bloody expensive. They're like $350. So I'm actually going to make a few modifications to those scoops, like I have done with the bonnet scoops, just, you know, and make my own combs out of carbon fibre or something like that. Anyway, that'll be a bit later. So that's why I haven't painted the guards. The bonnet, I haven't touched either, because I'm actually going to make a bonnet scoop that very similar to what John Goss ran on his sports sedan. So I'm going to try and get as close as I can to that. Apparently it was a custom one-off, so I'm going to have to, I've taken a shitload of measurements, and I'm going to make one out of MDF, take a mould, and then make it out of carbon fibre. Again, it won't be full carbon fibre look. It'll be, the carbon fibre will be painted with chips and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so that's part of it. Going back to the wiring, I've been doing a fair bit of research. I've got some good ideas. I want to simplify it, even more simple than what it already is. I'm going to start from scratch, which shouldn't be too hard. I'm pretty handy with the wiring, on the wiring side, but it shouldn't be too hard. I've picked up some good ideas. Some of the guys on YouTube have made a couple of suggestions, which sort of led me down the road of, oh yeah, that's worth looking into. So I'm going to make that from scratch. I'll do a video on that when I get the garage back. I'm hoping to get rid of this furniture in the next week or so I can get back into it. In the meantime, I'm probably going to mess about doing a bit of paint correction. I've got a few runs to take care of, mainly in the engine bay. Some parts will need a little bit of a repaint, nothing major. So I'm going to mess about with that, and it'll be pretty boring. I don't know if you guys really want to see it. So I'll try and I'm going to try and do a video each week this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage it. Try and keep the videos shorter and do more of them. Try and keep them, 10-15 minutes instead of 20-30 minutes. But I just have to see how I go with that. It might be a slow start before I reach that stage, because I work full time. I got a lot of other shit I want to do, and yeah, it is actually hard keeping a roll, doing this YouTube thing. Until you actually do it, it is actually quite hard to keep a roll going and film at the same time. It's like, I suppose, any job. If once you're into it and you're doing it, you're making good progress. You sort of don't want to stop and bugger eyes around with other stuff. So I find that part hard. Time lapse, I can do time lapse, but I don't know about you guys, but when I watch other videos, time lapse I sometimes tend to flick through. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go, and you guys just let me know. I just, like I said, I'm doing this as my own sort of blog, my own journey, but I'm really wrapped with the interest that's come out of it. So that's great. I'm not really much of a like, subscribe, share sort of guy. I don't really care about the money side of YouTube. I mean, I'm way below any of that anyway. So I'm just happy just to fumble about and share with what I'm doing, and and it's a bit different. So, and I sort of like watching different stuff on YouTube too. So yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Fuck. What am I talking about? I've been a bit out of practice. Fuck.